second one-on-one you have for today?
Yes, there's the second one.
So our agenda, I took grades and attendance data out. No, I kept attendance data in, and I took discipline and overview. So we're gonna go through this. I know our student Lily's gonna get here about 6:30. So, ask any questions. I don't think you have to raise your hand. I think we're good. So you'll hear me speak a lot about our building leadership team. And building leadership team is a shared leadership, distributed leadership, what do we want to describe it? And when we're in our meetings, there's no titles. Everyone's equal. And it's made up of all the stakeholders, from administration, teachers, non-instructional staff, parents, community, and for the first time, we put the students on it. Put the students on it because we've been speaking about student voice, so we think it's imperative to have them involved. An example of student voice, there's many, but the students, seniors wanted to get the parking lots painted. So they came to me, and we did. We have December 9th, we are having our principal list dinner. We changed it to dinner because that's what the student council advocated for. So we're going to be serving dinner and honoring those students' principal's list. Each quarter we'll do it. After the third quarter, if you've been on the principal's list 3 times in a row, Mr. Bernsley here has to take them on a field trip of their choice. So this is all student driven. So again, we're really trying to get the students to be involved and own the building. If you look at our,
How many parents are on the committee?
we have 1 right now, 2, I'm sorry, actually 3. So we have Rachel, Turetsky, Candy, Shannon Gordell. If you're interested, please let me know. Put you on. So if you look around our building, we really don't have a lot of what I call student driven things. And we want to have that student representation is out in the hallways, out in the, what's it called, the yard. So we want to change it. But you'll see as I go through subcommittees, I'm going to talk about that. So the way we create the subcommittees, as a group, you run each person, they say what, I think 3 or 4 things, and I apologize, that they think we should concentrate. So usually you try to do 3 or 4 subcommittees. It's a lot of work. But teacher handbook, grading policy, code of conduct, were all started last year, so we want to finish it. We put restorative practices in because it does align with the code of conduct. Rachel, if I mess anything up here, please interject in terms of how we created this. So engagement and building events is where we're engaging parents, students, be involved, what we can do for the building. All right? How we doing?
Hello, sorry, I'm a little late.
No, it's fine, thank you. And then we want to do things to build events to create ownership of the building. That's what we want. We want that our students feel they own the building, that they want to come here because this is about them. All right? If you do that, the attendance issues we have, which I'll be discussing in a little while, hopefully that will assist with that. The data analysis, I think that's, we have created data teams, data chats. We're working, I've met with most of the teachers looking at data, how we're going to use that. It is not done in a punitive manner. We don't want data to scare people, we want to embrace it. When we have data that's less than desirable, we don't run away from it, we embrace it and say, what are we going to do to improve? all right? To know me is no black and white. Here it is. No excuses. Don't need excuses. What are we going to do to fix it? And that's what we're doing. Internship programs. I'm really excited about this. Internship program is we're looking at our students, and a good majority of our students are hands-on. They don't necessarily want to go to a 4-year college or 2-year college. They may want to go right in the workforce, trade school, and we want to give them opportunities here in Berlin, in the community, to learn. So, for example, I was speaking to a student today, I won't say, about heavy equipment. Well, we have quite a few students that want heavy equipment, and Questar does a great job. We're very fortunate that we can send our students to Questar, but it's limited because the numbers, they have all other districts, and they do a wonderful job. So we want to create an opportunity for students to do these type of things. So the internship program is really something that the teachers are pushing and excited about. So we're excited about it. I really feel that our students don't have the opportunities they need to know what they want to do when they get older. And I think part of going to school is to try to find out what you want to do. So realizing who our students are, I think the internship program is going to really help. And it's not just hands-on. We're looking for students who, let's say they want to be a lawyer, go to a lawyer's office. Want to be a dentist, go to the dentist's office. So we're looking to get involved. We have one company that I'm meeting with when we come back that Ms. Colbert and Ms. Bissell set up. They went there on the Leicester Lieutenant's Conference Day, and he offers welding, carpentry, like all these different things. And we were laughing. We were just talking about this last weekend. He offers it. So and I think Schenectady uses his programs. So we're going to look at that and see what we can do. We're really excited about this. Farm to Table. Farm to Table, we'll give Ariel Gilbert credit on this one, Ms. Gilbert. Farm to Table is learning to the agricultural part. We want to create gardens here. Take what we have here, put it in our kitchen. So we have Ms. Whitman, who's in charge of food and services, part of this. We're excited. There's grants out there that will help you build different gardens. They don't want me involved because I do not have green thumbs. So I will look from afar. But really excited. And then safety. That's just normal. So for example, the BLT last year, the safety committee changed how we go out and build in case of emergency. So like fire drills and everything, they changed it. I admit when I got it, I'm like, I don't know about this. I'll tell you right now, much better than what we were doing. So this is, again, shared decision-making, voices, we're putting it in, and we're using it, and it's really helping. So I put this up here. This is a tough one, David. I guess I'll show my age here. They were smoking cigarettes when I was growing up, and you walk by the bathroom sometimes, and a cloud of smoke. Now the girls' bathroom was very, hairspray was really in vogue when I was in the 80s, with the big earrings and everything. So we always joked, boy, if they light a match, it'll blow off. But it was easy to catch. Smell it, who smoked. They didn't, unless it's the fruity smell, it's really difficult to catch. And students, what they're doing, to be honest, the girls put in the bras, and the boys put in like in their underwear. Well, when we searched them, we're not going there. So they have it. And it's so easy, they can walk down like this, and they're really taking a puff. Speaking to my colleagues in the area, struggling tremendously. And nationwide we are. So I got some statistics up here. I think these are a little low. That's 2022. I think it's even more right now. I think the 14.1 is very modest. 27% of high school students have tried vaping in New York State. Again, I think it's very low. We dealt with a student 2 weeks ago, caught with a vape, brought the parent in. Parent did not know that the student had vapes at home, hiding under the mattress. Again, it's so small that they're easy to hide. And I'll date myself again. You know, the Marlboro Man was cool. You don't even know who the Marlboro Man is. The Marlboro Man was this cool, it was this cool ad, which is cowboy that just was the epitome of cool. And basically implied if you smoked, you were cool. Well, that's what vapes are now. They're new vapes. I'm missing out. I gotta try. And the kids don't realize, even with the fruity smell, they think, oh, it's fruity smell. Doesn't mean anything, but it does. And what I'm scared about is, one, the nicotine addiction. It is like tar in there, as they explained to me. It is so bad for your health that the students don't know what they're doing themselves. And you can see the different things that they're talking about. I can tell you in the capital region, we are very uptight. I work with Bernsley County, with the Bernsley County Sheriff's Department. And not that they don't have answers, but there's nothing definitive. We have a vape sensor that we have to put in, we want to try, but even that, what happens is vape sensor will go off, we'll get a video, and then have to go find the child, which is better than what we're doing right now. But the kids they find ways around this, right? So one of the things we have is the gender neutral bathroom. Only one person's in it. So we've been dealing with both of those things.
Fair share.
Yeah, we pour a lot, and both of us are very stubborn, so we're not giving up the fight in terms of making sure our students are healthy, but we need help from home. And in fairness, many parents don't even know what's going on. They work all day. The child says they're all right. They're not going to smell it on them. They can do it right in their rooms, and you won't smell
Okay, my kids were doing it in their rooms.
it. Yeah.
Good, very good.
Yeah, now we have home techs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very good.
you have the vapes, and the other thing stuff is it marijuana or is it nicotine? Neither one is good. So it's frustrating because it's so dangerous. And I have my parent hat on, not the principal's hat. Like, I'm scared that these kids are gonna get addicted. Now, I always tell a story. I'm the youngest of four, and my older sister, again, show my age, the age to go into bars was 18. So at 15, she looked like she was 21. All right, and it was, she got walked into that lifestyle at 15, and she was a drug addict and alcoholic all the way to 53 years old. Now she's recovered, but I thought for sure we'll hear that she would, I'll get a phone call that she dies in her. Because she went from cigarettes, alcohol, to marijuana, alcohol, to cocaine, crack, alcohol, to eventually prescription pills and alcohol. The kids, I always say, I know, Bernsley, it's not me, it's not gonna happen. How about we don't even do it because we don't even get in trouble? This stuff is very addictive. It is supposed to be addictive because they need to make money. All right, so I'm just asking parents, your house, search it, make sure they're not doing it. Minga data. Minga. So Minga data is, remember the electronic pass. So I said, let me just do October. Look how many passes were generated in October. Over 10,000 passes. And that's several of them that were denied because they went over the prescribed amount they're allowed to have in one day. That can easily be 15,000, I'm not exaggerating. All right? So we have cut back, they're not allowed 8 anymore, it's 6 per day. All right? Only 3 per day?
Yeah, I believe 3.
We cut it down to 3 for the bathroom. We cut out the lockers, because again, kids are sharp, they were going in their lockers and using their phones. So we took away the lockers. So, look how much pass time is 1,700 minutes. Remember, students are supposed to be in class to learn. So when they're out of class, they're not learning. And I don't think it's a surprise, the high school bathroom and the middle school bathroom are the top destination. And we'll say the high school has 800 more because there's one more grade. Well, that would be pretty close. One of the issues that we're having, let me speak about this. About abusing their privileges. So students are abusing their privileges by, one, we're in November, so they get a little tired of it, so they're not filling out the computer.
Yeah, and a lot of people, we have a 5-minute max for passes to use the bathroom and be back to class. A lot of kids will write a bathroom pass, but then stay out past that 5 minutes, and then they're saying, oh, I just forgot to end my pass. So our monitors need to go around and just say, hey, you're out of class, it's been too long, and them trying to say we didn't end the pass.
So you are not allowed to use somebody else's computer. So that happens, what was the,
Our,
how long would we say, it's 2 weeks that they're off their computers? That they
Yeah.
both mean they can't have
Yeah.
passes, because that's fine. And then the other thing is, if you're late on the second time, you get the pass taken away.
yeah, so we do a two-week pass restriction, and that means a monitor has to come and escort you to wherever you would like to go.
2 reasons. One, last year, my first year here, kids in the hallways way too much. Second, if you're not in class, you're not going to learn. So we're very strict about it. And the students, again, we're in November, we knew we would have to do a second round of being tough. So when we get back from the break, we'll be going back to being, a lot more restrictive, as well as going for focus, because they got a little lax on that.
How many monitors do you have?
2 monitors.
That's enough.
No. But no principal ever thinks they have enough monitors. So, they're great too.
Yeah.
The two, Will and Jen, honestly, they've done a great job for us. They walk around with their iPad, so, say a student by Bernsley says that, in the hallway, I have study hall. Bernsley, you have to yell at it. Stop, and that's helped us a lot. Not the Bernsley does that, but I just wanted to give you an example. So the iPads have been really good for them. And the monitors are stretched thin because between the classrooms, escort students, and lunch, it's hard. And we do put students on pass restriction when they abuse their privileges.
So the hall monitors are also the lunch monitors?
Well, we have staff in the lunchroom. We try to rotate the monitors to be in there. So it really, we try more to have the staff in there. But they help. So,
Yeah.
this is something that heavily concentrated on, is attendance. See if this works. So 50% of our students right now are either chronically absent, I'll explain that, or right about to be. Chronically absent is 10% of the days that you're in school, that you're absent that amount or more. So if you're 100 days, you're at 10 days or more, you're chronically absent. That's how New York State Ed defines it.
Do you want school, is this what you're looking to?
Yes.
do?
So we are struggling in terms of getting students here And if they're not, getting them to make up their work. I just wrote an editorial that Rachel was kind enough to send to Eastwick Press that hopefully goes in. It's my Thanksgiving message, but part of that is we speak about attendance in there. And people need to understand that if the kids aren't here, it makes it very difficult for them to do well. And I give statistics about if a student, as low as 10% missing 10% of the time, the chances of graduating and passing classes goes way down. So I just want to show you some data here. I'm sorry it's taking a little while. This will come up in a second. What do you think some reasons that students are missing school? You don't mind this.
They're sick.
Sick? Okay, that's understandable. What else?
Tired.
Tired.
They don't like school.
Anxiety. Depression. Have to take care of their siblings. Miss the bus. We as a staff are working on this right now. In the last 2 PEs, we have created a list of causes for student absence. The last one we did was each department had to break down their top 3 and why they think it is. And the next time that we meet is on December 4th, we're going to create action plans for those reasons. So, they're tired. What do we do about that? Why are we trying to do student engagement? Because we don't think enough students feel like they own this building. There's a lack of ownership, a lack of pride in coming here. And I'm not blaming the students, that's on us to fix. So we are working on those things. If you look at this, number of students right now, November 25th, that are chronically absent by New York State standards, 62. 62 of the 330 kids we have in this building. 100 are at risk, means they're that close. So we have 162 of our students that I'm going to consider chronically absent. That's a problem.
Is that number higher than other schools in the area? Or is that kind of average of what's happening?
I don't know if it's average, I don't know if it's higher. I know that every school that I speak to is having the same issue. I'm not saying the numbers are the same, but since COVID, and I'm going to break a rule. I told my staff we're not allowed to say anything is based on COVID, right? But since COVID, nationwide, specifically in New York, the numbers have not been good with students coming back. I'm sure 10 years from now they'll have research on why, but we're all struggling with it. So, if you look, the middle school, high school, we have 37 students compared to 25 at the middle school. So we have to fix that. And we can't do that alone. We need the community help, we need parents. I'm an educator, and I feel bad when my kids, I don't feel good. I get it, but they gotta come. Now, if they're sick, of course they don't come. College visits, of course. I don't want people to think that I'm saying that, kids have to come no matter what. But if there is not an issue, they need to come. All right? Research will show a good teacher in front of the room is the best source for student engagement and student learning. Nothing else compares. That's why when we had the virtual, students struggle so much. Right? So, any questions about that?
I do think that the threshold of what I would send my kid in if they're sick has gone down. So before it does, all right, you have a cough and a runny nose, you're fine. And now it's like, well, I don't want other people sick, or so I know that I have rethought how I would send.
You are 100% correct. We all have done that because before COVID, suck it up. Just, you got a runny nose, cut it out. Or you got a cough, enough, right? Can't do that anymore. Got a headache, got a stomach ache. All right, you know what, we can't change it. Like, you have a mask on, right? I'm not asking it's personal, but we never saw that before COVID, but you're being cognizant of it and you're making sure you don't get yourself sick or other people. So it's a different world, I totally agree. And that's why I don't want to cross the line and tell parents that they have to send their child. I'm saying if there is really not a reason, we leave them there.
I mean, if they have runny nose and a cough, we send them to school.
I'm not a doctor, I can't answer that. And it's different times because it's after COVID. Only a parent can judge that. But I'm more concerned with the child just didn't feel like going to school today. And we don't send it.
That's probably why that number is high. I mean, the sickness probably is.
I agree with you.
Take into account, but the kids are just saying, I don't feel like going.
Yeah, and so I'm walking the tight line here in terms of certainly not trying to tell any parent what to do. And you have to do what's best for your child. I'm asking when it's what I call a no-brainer. There's no reason for that child to stay home. Send it. Now, I can tell you, students may need a day off because emotionally they're spent. And it's a different world we live in. I get that. And there's special days where you got tickets to the Rockettes and you want to go to the city. Those are lifelong memories. I get that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if your child can come to school, there's no reason to keep them home. We have to work together to make that happen. All right? So I'm not going to read all this to you. And Rachel, you put this online, right?
Yeah, you can send, I'll connect it with the recording.
Thank you. So we're going to hear a lot about this. Has everybody heard about changing or adjusting the graduation measures? So the Regents State Ed is looking to change it, and I'll get into the dates. And it's called the Portrait of a Graduate Framework. And they had a meeting 2 or 3 weeks ago where they, for the first time, really presented. There's a ton of work to do on this. This is just really, starting to get the ball rolling. But I want to keep the community updated what's going on. The Regents exams, the way they are now, they're going to change. We believe there still will be Regents exams, and students can take the Regents exams as a way to graduate compared to what there's going to be other pathways. So you have a student that is exceptional or very good or even average, don't want to take the Regents exams. I believe that we still will have that opportunity. But as I go on, I'll show you different ways. So some of the changes is it's going to start for 9th graders 27, 28, which seems like it's far away, but it's not. So what they want to do, they're trying to equal the playing field. In our case, that's very good because we have students, as I was saying, that are hands-on students. School may not turn them on, but working with their hands does. So this is going to give us opportunities for those students to make sure that they're not overlooked or forced to do something that really they don't like doing, and then they don't come to school. So hopefully we will create programs based on this that they like. And it's for those students, it really probably won't be standardized tests, but portfolios and other things that they'll have to do. I always get nervous because is it going to be like much harder? Is it gonna be the same? Is it gonna be, until you go through it, you don't know. Like, people are like, yeah, I don't know Regents exams. I'm like, let's see what happens first, you know? Let's see what happens. So the portrait of a graduate, if you go online, I can send it out. It's basically saying what a student should possess when they leave. And what we as school districts in the community can do to support it. And if you notice, the workforce and civic life, we are doing a lot here for that. And as those who just came in, talking about internships here, really for students, all students, but specifically, we're looking at for students that school is not necessarily a thing, and they're gonna work with their hands, and they enjoy doing that, so we can support them in that. This allows us to do this. Rachel, next time take a picture, let me know so I can be like looking at you. My head was down there. So these are the things, there's, I believe, 7 components of a portrait of a graduate. Again, I'm not gonna read it all to you. I'll send it out. And really, it's kind of common sense. This is what we want for our kids. This is what we're striving for. So I do like that aspect of it, that's common sense. They're not going too far either way. It's like right down the middle. This is what we want our kids to have. We all want our kids to be able to collaborate, think critically. In today's times, be resilient. We use the word grit a lot around here. You know, I think in our world today, grit is something that is lacking. So we're trying to really push resilience and grit here. So, digital literacy. Anybody know anything about AI?
Knows a lot about us.
Yes. I don't know. I am turned on by AI. It's, the more I research it, the more I'm enjoying it. And now I'm finding that I'm teaching people AI, what to do with it, which is bad for them if I'm teaching them anything about technology like that. But it's incredible. And I just got a book on Saturday that finally came to me, read during the break about AI. It's a double-edged sword. I don't disagree. But it's the way of the world, so we need to not run from it, but to embrace it and see how to use it. So we're going to be really digging into AI. You know, for somebody like myself, JGD, I put my thoughts into it, and it comes out and gives me the framework of what I'm thinking, and it aligns my thoughts. So now I can go where it used to take me a long time to align my thoughts, because I have so much going on in there. Yes, I do have stuff going on in there. And I put in AI, and I look, okay, and then from that, then I make my adjustments. So it's a starting off point. The big thing I learned, and I'm reading now, Stanford University has a program where they're teaching you how to use prompts. So over the weekend, I was reading a couple of articles on how to write prompts to get what you want. And you can do digital imagery, and obviously research and other things like that. So it's something that we're going to be bringing here. I think it's very important for the kids to know that. So examples that I was saying, project-based learning. We have that rather than taking Regents exams. We develop a program where the kids have different projects, working with experts and learning from them, and then turn it to us, showing us what they've learned. Emotional intelligence and social, social emotional learning programs. I say time and again that I'm not worried about grades here right now. I'm worried about social emotional. we have a lot of students, and I'm gonna get into that, who have trauma. If you have trauma, PTSD and other things, do you think that child really cares when they're sitting in class about the algebraic equation and figuring it out? So we first have to, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, make sure that child feels safe and secure. Know this is a safe place. And we're doing a much better job, but we still have a long way to go with it. But it's very important that we do that. And then you'll see that the students will, once we get some of these students going, it's take care of that, and then they feel secure. And here we go. I had this last time, but I just think this is important. You know your child best. Social media, this is Dave Bernsley speaking, no expert. Social media has put pressure on our kids that we have never dealt with, that we don't understand. They're judging, the calling out, the bullying. It's immense, and it's all over. And at that age, middle school, high school, sometimes they think it's the end of the world, break up, or two friends get in a fight, verbal fight, and then they put it on social media to expose secrets and stuff like that. This happens every day. That's why we always tell parents to monitor social media. And I have 5 kids. I would say 4 of them tell me everything's okay all the time, and 1 tells me too much. So when the 4 tell me everything's okay, do I know it's not? I'll ask questions, but Dad, you're annoying. Okay. Typical teenage stuff. So anything here that you see, combination, whatever, ask questions. You are the parent. You love your child unconditionally. Be annoying. Let them get mad at you, because as I found out when my kids went past 21, I started to become smart again. About 13, I started getting dumb. By 15, I was really dumb. 17, I was the dumbest person in the world. 21, I started recovering. And that's the pattern for all the, for most teenagers. And I say that facetiously, but that's what they think. If you're concerned, call us, speak to us. We can speak to your children. I can't tell you how many times we'll bring students to you. Yeah, you can tell us. And they open up, and we're able to help. Push your kids. If you feel your gut tells you there's something, push your kids to find out. If they're not telling you, please call us so we can support you. And I will tell you, between my own mother and my children's mother, my girlfriend, there's nothing like a mother's intuition. A mother's intuition is spot on. So if your intuition, the antennas are going off, don't ignore it, okay? You want to say anything about that?
No, it's a very good slide, and I'll be making a copy of that.
Stewards, we gave them a ton of shirts. I just went down there to get a coffee before this. I walked in, I was like, finally get one shirt up there. And we gave them how many?
We gave them like 6.
So they were funny, they were like, we gotta wait for the tall guy to come in to put the rest up, because we tried to do that, we almost fell. So I said, I'm joking, right? I said, after Thanksgiving break, I want to see everything up there. So I think they'll be putting shirts up. We're partnering with them, we're working with them. This is great. So when you go in there, you're gonna see, that's the BML, and other stuff will be Bernsley. So we're trying to do both, okay?
What is it? I don't understand what it's about.
A lot of local sports in the area, Music Falls, Greenwich, Music Valley, they have their sports teams, like up all the uniforms up in the store, and it's just really nice to see it.
For like that season, like the summer?
No,
No,
so we had baseball, soccer, basketball, volleyball,
I think so.
so anything us.
It's just to showcase the athletics.
It's bringing the community closer, it's having students celebrating our community. We think it's a nice thing. So, again, I've said from the beginning that I'm trying to reach out and get this to be one, not so spread out. So here's a good example of us working with a local business to support us. Lily, I can't look at you because you keep laughing. So the athletic report.
All right. How many parents' athletes do we have? All right, let's go. All right, just to recap the fall season, from talking with Corey, he was saying that this was one of our most successful seasons since the merger, so we're very excited about that. I will say our signups for the winter sports have been fantastic. Our boys team has 3 levels, which is great, and the modified looks like they might even have enough for 2 modified teams. Girls basketball, we have modified team and a varsity team, and then we offer an array of other sports. We have swimming, wrestling, bowling, cheer, and the same thing.
Boys volleyball.
Boys volleyball, yep, we just started boys volleyball again. We were able to get Mrs. Berschwinger and Mrs. Hunsinger to be our coaches for girls basketball, so we're very excited about that. The fall season, Wasserman Lake All-Stars, we had a first team, Logan Healy for the boys, and Cameron Van Dyke was an honorable mention. For cross country, we had Naima Maturi, I think. Seth Hendricks, Lance Schroeder, and Nate Hendricks were all Wasserman League All-Stars. For girls soccer, we did a great job. We had 5 honored. We had Haley Jones, Lindsay Pratt, Madison Bell, Lillian Gardell, right there, and Madison Brewski, is that how you say it? Volleyball, we had Alexis Reichenberg, Howard White, and Anna Wallace.
Alexis was #1 in the state in CERT.
Yes.
She had the highest percentage.
She did very well this year. I also want to mention Sports Booster. They're the team behind the teams. They do a lot of fundraising for us. They provide the warm-up jackets that you see the teams wear that they love dearly. They also run raffles. They do team stores for gear, so we can get the BNL logo out there. So if you ever have a question about Sports Booster, I can always help. If you ever want to join, we're always looking for a member. How did I do, Shannon? Okay. Like I said, for the winter season, we have a variety of sports that we offer. We have really good sign-up participation. That's something I want to do at the end of the school year, is to look at our participation rates for this school year and compare it to last school year, and then see what the trends are looking like. These are the coaches for the winter season. If you ever need to get a hold of your child's coach, this is also on the school website as well. Oh, did I say swim? We have a swim team. I'm so impressed that we have a swim team. I don't know how many schools our size offer everything that we offer. So I just want to show you quick the practice schedule. This is how you see practice schedule and game schedule. It's wasserandleague.org. So this is what happens when you type it in. You click on Berlin and Lebanon, and then this will show you instantly the week where the practices are. And then if you're looking for a specific sport, you go over to the eyeball And then you can choose, like, I have a daughter that plays JV basketball, I have a son that plays JV basketball. I can actually click on both of them, so then I can have one schedule of all of their games in one, which is kind of cool. So if you had like a girls varsity and a boys varsity player, and you hit view, it generates a report of all of the games, which is kind of neat. So if you look on the right-hand corner, it says subscribe, and it has a little calendar. You can take those dates and automatically input them into your computer, your like calendar on your phone, which is fantastic. So if I reschedule a game, it'll automatically reschedule on your app or your calendar. So if you have any questions on the technology piece here,
You can get to that from the school website.
yeah, and it's the wasserandleague.org, and it says, I'll show you, if you get the mobile app, that shows you there, or notify me, that can also let you know when the games are canceled. But I like it because everything is in one place, the practice schedule is in one place, and the game schedule as well. We also, a lot of grandparents I know might not want to venture out into the snowy cold winter. Luckily, we do offer our competition streaming when they're home. We have streaming from New Lebanon if your game is in New Lebanon, or at Berlin as well. This is also on the school website, so if you can't make a game, you can still watch it. So I'll show you, this is the school website. The athletics page. So if you click right here, the practice game schedule, that will bring you to that other website. And then that has all the information, my contact information is there, the streaming, and then for swimming, any swimmers in here, there's just a different link for the swimmers. So you have to click on that. We also have the transportation shuttle schedule on the school website, so if your child has a late practice, if you need to coordinate transportation, that's all on here as well. And we also have, that's kind of nice, we have the locations of softball and baseball fields on here. Those are always fun to try to find.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
The post shuttle is, it looks like the last one is 12 o'clock, right? It's not, I know you guys do a great job organizing and getting everyone, their practices. I know it's hard with two schools. My daughter Rachel is doing a modified based basketball.
Yeah.
And her practice ends at 6 in Berlin Elementary School. And it's just, and so also there's no shuttles going after that, obviously.
so I did talk to the coach about making that like optional, so they can get on that shuttle at 4:45 and then come up to here to get the 5 o'clock shuttle. The additional time is just for anyone that can actually stay for it.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's kind of helpful information. It's just, it's really a struggle. I'm coming from Steventown, and I know that lots of people are traveling all over.
Yeah.
But I don't know that if I just don't have enough time to practice it was. I think she says she arrives at the elementary school at 3:15. So I guess, that's.
Yeah, they get like an hour and 15, and then anyone that can stay longer can stay. But that's only optional at that point.
And it won't be, that will go against that or anything against.
No, not at all, because I do understand how important transportation is here.
And like I said, I know it's a lot to manage, and I'm always impressed about how we have these two schools and everyone's getting to practice and everything. And I know it's difficult with bus drivers.
Yeah,
It is a struggle up there.
I definitely understand that. Any other questions for athletics?
So I know I'm gonna annoy the next person, but Shannon, can you come here?
Luckily, I know everybody.
Shannon's very shy, very humble, but Shannon's president of the Booster Club, and she goes above and beyond, stressing me behind the scenes, but I'm getting all the emails, so I know how much work you're doing, and knowing you personally, our athletic program wouldn't be thriving like it is without Shannon, so I just want to give her a shout out here. So thank you. She's gonna yell at me later to bring her up here, but you deserve it. Thank you.
said everybody I know here, so I don't mind.
And I guess we're gonna stay in the Gardell family because I've asked her daughter Lily to come speak tonight. I've really gotten to know Lily this year. Such an impressive person. She is the senior student government president. No? Senior class. Yes, it's senior class. No, I did not say it. I said senior. Yep, so senior class student government president.
Just senior class, just senior class.
I say student. Because if I don't, I get confused with student council. And she's really excited about speaking at graduation.
Yeah.
She is. So I thought it'd be a good practice for her to come and speak tonight, to get ready for graduation. But Lily, just an impressive person in terms of an athlete, a great student, a great friend, very much respected by staff and students in the building, and I always enjoy speaking with Lily. One of the things that I really appreciate about Lily, she will advocate, and I have so much respect for that. She's the one who pushes me to do certain things for the students in the building, and she doesn't take no very well. So, I think she should go to the law, but she doesn't want to, be a lawyer. That's her backup plan. But am I allowed to say your dream school for college? I do want to. RPI. And I know she's going to get in there and do great. But Lily, please come speak.
Okay, good evening. My name is Lily Gardell, and I'm a senior here at PHS. Mr. Bernsley asked me to talk about the first 3 months of school from a student's perspective. We had a very eventful first few months of school that went by way too fast, and many interesting and exciting things that happened. To start, we got the call in the late summer that there were going to be no cell phones. Many of my friends and peers were a bit shocked by this, but I have to say that implementing the no phone rule ended up being helpful in keeping students and teachers focused and engaged, especially during important activities in classes. One thing students were concerned about was our inability to take photos and document memories of our last year's high school without our phones. We spoke to Mr. Bernsley and the administration, and they came up with a creative solution to have members of the yearbook set up photo booths during lunch. We were really looking forward to this happening. Then was the senior sunrise. Our senior year kicked off with our advisors organizing a very early morning where seniors got up super early and bundled up to watch the sunrise together while enjoying hot cocoa and apple cider donuts. Then came our senior parking spot painting day, which was an exciting event where our seniors got to personalize their parking spots with creative designs, making the school parking lot vibrant and unique. This has not been able to happen in the past, and our senior class was very grateful for this awesome experience. Some students made pancakes for our class, and it ended up being a really great day. Then came Spirit Week. Spirit Week was a fun-filled week with theme days where everyone showed their school spirit throughout different activities and dress up teams. At the end of the week, on the Friday, the Berlin bonfire happened, and it was a cozy and enjoyable evening where students gathered around a bonfire to bond. Some students played volleyball, some did karaoke, and most importantly, students were able to have fun, laugh, and hang out together while raising money for the high school student council.
We had the greatest number of students attend that. We had 12 over 80, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it was a great turnout compared to the years in the past. Then, for many seniors and some juniors, there was a Hudson Valley field trip, which was an educational trip where students enrolled in Hudson Valley College courses had an opportunity to tour the campus, get college IDs, and enjoy the food and work there. As seniors, we were able to observe college life that a lot of us will be experiencing next year. As always, Halloween was a fun-filled day with students and teachers dressing up in costumes, many drinks being consumed, and Halloween-themed activities that brought out the festive spirit in everyone. Then for the little jump, our Veterans Day Assembly was a respectful day that was dedicated to honoring and remembering the service and sacrifices of local veterans. It was an amazing opportunity to discover who served and to thank them for their service in person. This just happened, but our field trip to the courthouse, which was a senior class field trip, it was the students enrolled in government and economics classes, and we got to get a first-hand look at the local judicial system and learn about the legal processes. The case we observed was one about a woman involved in an illegal trafficking case from Canada who will most likely lose her DACA and get deported. This was a very relevant issue because things like this are happening here in the United States, and it will be interesting to see how legislation regarding this matter changes in the upcoming years. Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado visited Berlin Middle School High School and took a tour of the school. Students from the Student Council and the VES Ambassador Program led the tour and participated. At the end of the tour, the students were given an opportunity to engage with and learn from a prominent political figure. Although I think there were some things that Lieutenant Governor was unable to commit to firmly, it was informative to hear about how he is committed to public service and trying to provide our local community with that it needs. Lastly, I wasn't able to attend, but I did hear that the Jazz Cafe was a relaxing and musical evening where students and community members enjoyed jazz performances in a relaxing environment. Thank you for your time, and if anyone has any questions, let me know.
It's the way of the world. She showed me earlier in the day, what she was gonna say on the phone. So I need paper and everything. She has everything on the phone. And you can see why Lily, she's a great kid. Couple things we have coming up. I meet with student council at least once a week. Student voice to talk, and you listen in terms of what, sometimes compromise, right? Why don't you speak a little bit about, if you don't mind, how the principals list dinner happened? That's from you, but also about what's gonna happen in December, because there's a lot going on. So I think the parents would want to hear that.
So to start with the student council run principals list dinner, the students that make principals list will be invited to a pasta dinner after school, after.
Not after school,
It's at 7?
7
It's
o'clock.
7 o'clock. So that way it will be helpful for the kids that do have sports practices and to the parents that don't get off work till maybe 5.
That was the big push. My parents can't come because they're working. My original thought was, let's do a breakfast where parents possibly can come, feed them, and then we'll do it. The kids push back and said, no, my parents can't come. They go at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Why, let's do it at night. I said, 5 o'clock? No. 6 o'clock? No. 7 o'clock. And that's how we came about it. The students really pushed, and they want their parents to be there.
So you do that for every quarter?
Yep. How great is that? And that was student council, right?
Is that just for high school or
Both middle school, high school.
would it all be the same night?
Yeah, we have, with middle school and high school, 59, 60 kids. So Ms. Decker will be sending out invitations to the family. We're asking that they RSVP feedback, because then we'll know. And we'll have it in the, so this one coming up, again, you guys came up with it. We were originally gonna do pizza. We're actually gonna do a pasta bar. Like, we spoke Friday, I thought we had to settle. I go into the meeting today. So, Mr. Bernsley, we want to do this instead. I was like, a whole different thing. But, so a pasta bar with some dessert. They're driving it. So we're really excited about it. And then we have the pep rally and everything in December. Food can drive. Oh, no, wait, food drive.
Yeah,
Food drive.
not just canned food,
Yes.
maybe not perishable items, but that begins right after we get back from Thanksgiving break. And each grade is gonna be their own
Group.
group.
We have a competition.
Yeah, and so it's like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and then everyone's on their own against the staff. And usually the staff are allowed to give their items to certain grades, but that's had some pushback in the past because the senior class now has won because of that for a few years.
They're not competitive, so what they were telling me today, and I didn't even know this, was that teachers cheat a little bit to help certain grades win. So they don't want that to happen anymore, so they're taking the staff out so there could be no cheating. And I say cheating in quotations. And I said, why? Because it's not fair, we can't really know who wins. Like they were really, and there's a cup, right?
Yeah, that, it all leads into that.
You-
So the food drive will be lasting for 2 weeks, and the first week, everyone, each grade and the staff all have the ability to bring in food. And then, once Friday comes, we'll be going, the student council members will be going down to each grade's lunch, and they'll be explaining more about the food drive and where we stand. And that is the last day that the staff will be able to participate. So to make that fair, then the next week, everyone in the school gets to participate except them.
They're getting really tough on us, I tell you. You gotta watch out here.
And then the up that Mr. Bernsley is talking about it ties into our spirit week. We are bringing back pep rallies for one of the first times since COVID, which I think that's really exciting, and I'm really happy to be part of that. So our pep rally will take place on December 20th, which is the last day before Christmas break. And before that will be our spirit week, which will have stuff like ugly sweater day or class color day. And
Each class will have to make their own banner, and they'll be judged, and we'll vote on who has the best banner. So in the gymnasium, it will be 9, 10, 11, 12, and in the middle school, we'll put it in their week, and it'll be there for the rest of the year. So I'm pretty excited about that.
that goes along with our point system. So we are really trying to get our school pride up because it's been a little low in the past and some kids have been afraid of participating for many different reasons. But we're trying to revamp that. And so for each day of Spirit Week, we'll be looking at the participation in the grades. And we're still figuring out how exactly we're going to do that. But basically, if you participate, you get a point. And that means your class will get a point. So then that ties in with the cup, which also for the canned food drive, which no one knows about, so.
Oh, okay.
But they're also getting points with that. But it's all to just put everyone to participate, especially for good causes. And
Being
then
civically,
our banners are also, it's gonna go along with our school spirit, and whoever has the most school spirit on the day of the pep rally also gets points. So that'll all help you win the cup, which really is just bragging rights at this point, but we're hoping that.
they don't know that Mr. Burns is gonna buy the whole class breakfast that Ms. Reynolds and I will make for them. And on this first period, for whoever wins. That has not been announced until now, so we're putting a little juice into this. I make some French toast, so you got the eggs.
All right.
But what you didn't tell them was when they go down to the lunchrooms, they're actually going to tell them like how to wear they were telling me today, what, about the green and gold?
Yeah, like what is considered school spirit? Like if you just have like a piece, like a little drawing of marker on your hand, you didn't really try. But if you're like, and maybe you don't have the supplies for it at home, so you meet up with your friends and you do the little face paint, or you contact the art teachers and they also help you with that. I think that's considered school spirit, and I think the student council, we all pretty much agreed that that was also school spirit, so we're gonna be looking for that, and we're really hoping to get a lot of participation out of it.
That's awesome. Summer's going to be busy. What Lily's not telling you, because you can tell that apple does not fall far from the tree with her mother being humble as she is. She gave Lieutenant Governor Delgado, who was wonderful, a very tough question. So student council met with him behind the scenes. She asked him she brought up our budget last year, and she spoke about funding, and basically, what are you going to do for smaller schools that don't have the resources that other schools may have in terms of creating revenue? And she put him on the spot in a very respectful manner, very respectful. But it was like, oh, that was a good question. We were all, Dr. Long and I were like in the back. So that was
How did he answer?
huh?
How did he answer?
He said, go ahead, I'm sorry.
He didn't really give a full answer, but he did explain that people like or schools like our school and the community that we have also reached out to him, and he said it's been heard at the highest power, and that he's hoping that.
He was definitely sensitive to what's going on here. He definitely was supportive. But you're dealing with the whole state. You're dealing with New York City, you're dealing with Buffalo, Syracuse, and all. But he said it's been heard at the highest level, and they're working on how to make it equitable for school districts like ours. So I found them to be very supportive of us and very genuine. But that was a great question, Lilia. So, any questions for Lily? Thank you, Lily. Awesome. Stay connected. Questions and answers. Rebecca, you always have a question. Not this one.
Oh, I was just, wondering if you were gonna get duct taped to the wall this year.
I already committed to that. I said yes.
Yeah, and I feel like because we don't have a community partnership committee this year, we haven't really been able to like get balls rolling.
So, it's funny you say that. Rachel, Mr. Shaw, and myself met early in the year, and we're gonna kind of incorporate. So here's an example. I've reached out to the 4 library directors and the 4 fire chiefs separately to try to create monthly meetings where we as a community can work together. So for example, we want that our students can get credit at the high school level for volunteering at firehouses and or EMS. So we need to partner up. Rachel is very involved with libraries. She has a great relationship with them, and they do a lot for us, and we do, a lot for them. So we want to expand upon that. Being so spread out in this community, these are ways that we're trying to bring it together. So to get back to your community partnership, I'm going to have Mr. Shaw involved with me, and then we're going to try to get things going.
And he's probably a lot easier this year.
Yes. So, but it's funny, right, Rachel, we were just talking about it in the emails today. So it's not out, like, gone, we're just trying to figure out how to do it, because James was doing, Mr. Short was doing a lot by himself. It wasn't fair to him. So we're trying to get it, that we can get it up and running, and that equal support. All right, so I'm looking forward to meeting with the fire chiefs and the library directors. I think we can do great things together. So again, just looking for community partnership, trying to do things for our school, for our kids, and then, for everyone at large. We're just so spread out that if we allow everyone to be in silos, we're not going to help our kids. So that's why everything we're doing, we're trying to bring together. You saw Lily up here. I mean, her and the student council are so not near crowd and trying to get the engagement and everything. That's the enthusiasm we need here. So that's why we're reaching out. That's why I do my newsletters. Tomorrow I'm sending out a video for Thanksgiving. Like, we're just trying to do different things. We're communicating a lot. Last night I did my voicemail, or call, excuse me, I apologize, call. I know that Dr. Wong sends out a lot of stuff, as well as Mr. Powell down at DES, so we're trying to really a lot. And Rachel does an amazing job with communication for this district. They told me before Rachel came here, there's absolutely none, and now look what she's created. So we're very thankful for Mr. Turetsky and what she's doing.
Can you speak a little bit about the superintendent search? And there's been a lot of phone calls about that, something about stakeholders. What is the school really looking for from us?
What they're looking for is superintendent, obviously, is a very important position, and Rachel will jump in at any time. They want to be very transparent about the process, and they want all the stakeholders, like my BLT, we want the BLT shared shared leadership, hear from all the stakeholders and try to bring it in. The Board of Education wants the input of the community, and they don't want to do it in a vacuum. They want everything, everyone has an opportunity to voice their opinion and be involved in the process. So it's a community driven decision. Because it's such an important position, they want the community to feel they were part of the process. So if you can join the stakeholder meetings, I highly recommend it, because we need involved people, we need engaged people, and we need people that care. The superintendent obviously is the most important position in the district. So we need that people are part of the vetting process and the decision-making process. And I think right now it's just one day, or possibly two.
If you want to be part of it, there's the Google form. It says exactly you have to be available for those 2 dates and possibly the 3rd. Not everyone that signs up is going to be on the committee. There'll be 2 committees that will take place, and it will include parents, community members, staff, administration. So we're trying to get as many people in the hat. And
Students, right?
Yeah, students. Well, yeah, we need you guys to put that one out with at the high school level students.
Is that my email or is that on the website?
That's been emailed, it's on the website.
Yeah. It's on the top of the Facebook page. It's also on the banner on the web. Every page that you go on the website, it's available. You can just hit the form, and it's if you go to the district website, you'll see it drops down. That whole yellow bar is where, and if you can't fill out a form, so I've gone to the libraries also, and there are forms there and information to just connect with Dawn Demick, and she'll put you on the list. And the search is going through Questar, so they will be finalizing the stakeholder groups. But those dates, if you commit to it, you do need to be available for all 3 of those dates.
So the committee that they choose will be a part of the actual interview?
Interview process, yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, you're vetting the candidates and give your input, who you feel should move on, whatever. Doesn't mean necessarily person, stakeholder A wants person A, that means they get it. Obviously, it's part of a committee, but your word as a stakeholder means something. You should have a right to vet the next superintendent. You should have the right to give your opinion, right? What you're looking for to take this district to the next level for the next so many years. So that's the form. Rachel, is there anything else?
No. Hope we get more people to sign up, so we're definitely looking for.
So we haven't had a great turnout for that, or have?
We've
sorry,
done
I
a few
don't know
calls.
which is
It's only until December 1st is the cutoff date, so we just have a few more days. We'll probably do another call on Friday and hopefully get more response. But yeah, every time we do, I know we are doing a lot of calls, but the engagement has not always been huge here, so we do have to kind of do those reminders. So.
Can I ask you, do you feel that not enough people understand what it is, so they may not sign up because they're not sure what it means, or do you think that's not a problem?
That seems pretty
It's at the
self-explanatory.
I think it is, but I don't want to assume or be insulting. So Rachel's here, I figure it's good feedback.
Yeah, it's
And a board member. I think it's whatever. So I think it's good just to make sure. Listen, it can be intimidating if you've never done it before, but the people who run it, professionals, very, very nice. No questions, bad question. And there's training to help on
Yeah.
January 7th, I believe.
yes, you
Scroll down here.
go up to the top, you'll see that kind of explains, but there's a full letter also, Rebecca, on the website, if you go to the link that is from the board explaining exactly what the process and what they're looking for, but that's just kind of the excerpt from it.
When I read that, my thought was that stakeholder training is where you'll come up with the questions. So when you're going into this interview, everyone has the questions that they're already going to ask.
That's
So
the,
it's not like, you know.
yeah, it's not blind. You don't just kind of get sat down. Yeah.
Rachel, who's the learner or something?
If you go down, so that's the update on our search, and then that's the piece from the board right there. And then on this web page, if you scroll up, it kind of just says, it was the Katie Murray's update on our search process. You just scroll by it,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is this it right here?
Yeah, so this was from the last board meeting, the update, where the search is at this time. And then the letter underneath was the day after, and that was about the interview committee. But yeah, they will, Elaine, I think you're familiar too with these kind of committees where you get that training and preparation, so you're not just kind of flying from.
That's the letter, right?
Because the kind of questions you ask in an interview are probably very specific.
Yeah.
And there's probably
You're gonna want the person to express the vision they have, their understanding of the district. You may have personal things like, I'll pick up Ms. Reynolds, she should be very concerned if she was a parent about athletics. But you'll have a parent who has kids that are involved with music, and another parent in art, Questar. So that's why we want as many people as you can, because we want all, what I call all angles or all interests involved, because one's not more important than the other. But if the parents aren't there to represent it, it may not be asked. So you want to advocate for certain things. You know, it's okay as a parent that you may have a stronger interest in certain things compared to somebody else who has stronger interest in something else. That's how it works. That's all right. But we want to make sure we capture everyone's point of view and what they're looking at.
I think based on what has happened in our recent past, I think this is important, and I think that, it's almost, I don't know, just like a bare minimum sometimes, like, we just want someone who's going to be here, have the best interest of the school, and, so yeah, all those other things are great too, like, you know, and I'm hoping that there's a great, you know, diversity of people.
But
But
see,
it's just like, let's just get someone here who.
who's going to be here and who's going to be invested. Yeah, and so that's important. You want to be able, if you want to be honest, to express it. That's you. We just want consistency. And we want somebody that is going to be here for the district and who's here for the right reasons.
Moves us forward,
Yep.
all those things.
Yeah. So this is very important, and I'm excited about the process, and I think, speak to your friends if they want to get involved. It's worth it. It's an investment into the future.
Can I ask that question?
Yes, ma'am.
I haven't been able to attend any of the board meetings this year. Have there been any parents showing up to the board meetings?
Yeah, not large amounts. Probably about this many. What do you think, Penny? When our children are presenting, we have better turnout. Yeah,
To be honest, in the summer, more came because of transportation. The changes in terms of bus stops and all. But the parents were great. The Board of Education, the superintendent did a great job of answering questions. And, again, it's a great forum for people to express themselves. I think that's been the number one.
yeah. We do have people going on the live stream or rewatching it. You can see on the YouTube. So people are maybe engaging in that way and not in person. And that does come back to the huge size of our district, which is hard, to come in at night. But it would be great to have more people showing up, right? More engagement.
Shannon, you get very loud over there. Any questions? Lily, any questions? You'll save that for me for school? Yes, it's good.
There's a lot of talk about like the presidents and like all these groups that are doing all this stuff. And I'm thinking like it's the kids who aren't engaged that somehow we have to try to reach.
Yes,
So I was just trying to think of ways to try and reach out to some of those kids and maybe like, I don't know, a group of them that they could like plan one of the days of spirit or something and maybe get, try to get like a couple of those types of kids
I'm glad you
involved
asked that.
too, who might not, they don't think they're good enough or they just feel like, oh, they're not part of that group, like how would you get them?
I'm glad that you asked that question.
So,
I believe that the student council will be sending out a survey that will have like, what do you want to see at the pep rally or at field day or during like spirit week if they have any suggestions. So I think that that's definitely one good way, but I think they're definitely looking forward to it.
yeah, it's just hard because those kids, they don't feel engaged and, they don't want to, but it's like, try to get them.
And that's why we're trying to have student voice, and I'm sorry to forgive myself, where all students are represented, you'll see in that survey. Student council sends surveys out to the students all the time, so it captures those students who may not be comfortable speaking out loud, and it's anonymous, and then they take their, what the students are saying as a student body and bringing it forward, so we can engage in some of the things that they want. This is why we're doing everything we're doing, because we want all students engaged, not just high achievers or extroverts, like we want all students involved.
Well, I think the internship program is going to be very beneficial to that.
Absolutely.
I have a vision for internship program for CTE programs in this building. That we're not just relying on Questar, which does a great job, but there's limited seating. I have quite the vision for it. I've done it in the past to a certain degree, but I have this whole plan.
At what age level do you think some of those kids start?
Well, in the beginnings, certain programs you start in ninth grade, and then certain programs you have to do like junior year, like driving.
Right, yeah.
You have that license, right? But there's other programs that we definitely can begin in ninth grade. And then once we get that up and running, we can actually start doing STEM programs that relate to it in the middle school. Like I said, I have a whole vision of this. And this is what we need, in my opinion.
A lot of local small business people.
Yes.
Before they go into.
We have great people in the community that have told me they want to help out. We just have to get the plan in place. And we're working on that right now. Any other questions?
What CTE stands for?
Career Technical Education. Speaking of VOTEC, I still call VOTEC Ms. Harrison yells at me. That's what I know it as. So whenever I say CTE, if anybody knows Ms. Harrison, they can appreciate that. So just think of BOCES programs, hands-on programs. Rebecca's daughter is involved in a program called New Vision. New Vision's program is part of Questar. We have 3 students involved. It's a wonderful program where the students go out for the whole day and come back for the last 2 periods, but it's really hands-on. And it's, what are they? They're in the,
Where are they?
no, what's the program they're in? Tell me the title. Okay, well, they're a very good program.
It's a good one. It's all, they're taking college classes, but they get college credit.
They are taking college classes, but they're also going in the community. And, but they go in the community and work with businesses. And they work with people in the fields. And it's a great program. So we'd like to, part of our internship program would be that they're out most of the day and they possibly come back for a couple of classes.
I have to say this for my daughter. She's struggling with being in 2 school things.
Yeah.
She really misses the community here. And feels like she's missing it. not catch, you know,
Or
not
not
caught up with
spoken about,
everything,
yeah.
and she's, you know, so she's kind of homesick.
Well, she's torn. I don't mean to speak for your daughter, but when we spoke, she loves the program and loves everything about it, but she misses being here. This is home for her. So it's tough because she likes it, but she misses here.
Yeah, and you're sort of missing a member of your community,
100%.
you know, and that's sort of a downside to sort of, you know,
This is-
sending the kids out.
And this is why we want to make this within the district. We want to be Berlin, and have our students involved with these type of programs, but this being the home base. So they don't have to sacrifice it. So we're excited about this going everywhere. I'm excited about it. This is 21st century stuff. This is not the same as when we were in school. This is much different, and this is adapted. Wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for taking your time to do this meeting.
Oh, no, love it. We're doing each month. Ms. Reynolds did a great job. Athletics, she's done a phenomenal job. And I'll tell you right now, getting Ms. Hunsinger and Ms. Hirschwinger here to coach was a feather in our cap, and it's because of the students and Ms. Reynolds. So to get those two, send a big message to our staff. We're very grateful for the coaches that come from the community that's very generous to them, and we're very happy. But to get staff back involved in coaching would be great. So those two doing it, who are two leaders in the building, you know, is a credit to our students and to Ms. Reynolds. So I'm really, really excited about that.
I would definitely like to have more teacher involvement with the coaching staff, and that is a goal of mine.
Yeah, and with those two doing it, I believe it's gonna open doors where people feel comfortable doing it again. So,
It helps that they can be recruiting.
well,
in the bus.
I think we turned the corner with everything now. And I think, you know, the Booster Club has been vital, in terms of getting the community involved and saying, hey, we're one program. Berlin and Lebanon, it is what we're doing right now. We're hurting the kids if we don't come together. And the Booster Club has said that, and they follow through. I mean, what they do is phenomenal. So we're really happy about that. The other thing, real quick, Rachel, you can jump in on this. Dr. Long was able to get for us as a district, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but I'll say, through grant money, a poster maker.
You can make decals, posters, it can do stuff with OT, it can be its own entrepreneurial like store. There's a lot of,
So when you come in, you see that the Booster Club bought the pictures of all the students that hang, the seniors, I mean,
Banners.
the banners thing. This could do that. I want to get magnets to give to all the families, put on the back of the car. Help for unity, pride. This machine does it. I want to put I have a thing, I want to create banners all over the hallway that says every day is a great day to be a Mountaineer, and the different students' pictures on it all over the building. This allows us to do that. So this poster thing is going to be awesome.
And senior yard signs.
Oh yeah, for the seniors, the yard sign, they'll help do that. So anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just because I got a question for you.
Me?